Hello and welcome. Merry Christmas if you celebrate, or Happy Holidays if you don't. As you can see, I has baby. Anyways, there has been a new festival announced, of course, and I'm really surprised that they actually did it on Christmas Day. Normally, anytime there's like a holiday around, they typically like delay patches and stuff like that by a couple of days, pretty much unannounced most of the time. So yeah, I'm not entirely sure. I wasn't actually, I mean, they announced the live stream and everything, so I guess I knew that it was kind of coming. But apparently this update should be out tomorrow, I assume. But we because of the global sync and everything like that, we do have information. We've got the patch notes and the global translations and everything, which is fantastic. So either way, as you can see on the screen right now, we do have a new duo unit, which is a brand new thing, and of course the first one being Meliodas and Elizabeth, which is actually pretty cool. The only nerf, and we'll look at it in the patch notes in a minute, is that unfortunately UR gear does not work for if I can't use a Meliodas UR gear or an Elizabeth UR gear. Duo units get their own UR gear, so that means in the future, if they're if I make UR gear for the duo Meliodas and Elizabeth, and then they come out with a Elizabeth and Deanne combo or whatever, I still can't use the duo gear for Elizabeth. It would be a brand new duo, which is a bit weird, but it is what it is. I'm fine. I mean, I know some people don't have the resources to, and it's going to be kind of annoying, but I can just make a new set. It's not a huge deal for me personally, but I would understand if you were a little bit frustrated by that. The character looks pretty cool. They do have a talent and everything, so we will go over that in just a moment. But I wanted to show a little bit of the gameplay because I did not watch the live stream as it was going on. But they look really cool. I'm actually really happy with the fact that we got Trader Meliodas as the Meliodas that's partnered with, because personally, I mean, the only thing that could have been better is I like Assault mode a bit more. So if it was Assault mode melee, but it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense because he doesn't really use Assault mode all that much. And I don't think that there's ever really a sequence where Assault mode and Elizabeth interact really, which I mean, they could obviously do that if they really wanted to, but I do really like the Trader melee. That's probably my second favorite of the melees. So the fact that we get the really big sword and everything, always love seeing the sword cosmetics and all. So that'll be a lot of fun. But yeah, the unit looks pretty insane. I did read over the kit and everything. It's going to be a bad one. It's going to be a doozy, man. They get the Goddess Elizabeth shield. I'm pretty sure there's a revive baked in there. It interacts kind of weird where if the full team is a demon team, you get one buff, or if the whole team is a goddess team, you get a different buff. The applicable allies for the passive are demons, goddesses, and 7 Deadly Sins units. Because the 7 Deadly Sins units don't get their own buff or anything like that, I feel like they're not going to really be the ones that you're going to want to run. But either way, the unit does look really cool. I mean, duo units were probably, a little bit overdue at this point. We have Hawk and Oslo and stuff, and they do actually mention that in the patch notes that duo units are not the same as existing double units that we have, because we've had Liz Hawk since the very beginning of the game, but apparently this is different somehow and they're classifying it as such. But either way, the animations and stuff are pretty cool. Let me show the ultimate. Skipped a little too far in there, but yeah, honestly, the unit looks really, really cool. I'm very happy with the aesthetics of the unit so far. Obviously, I have not watched the PvP section. We're going to watch that together. But, ooh, that looks really cool. And I do I say that I like the costumes. There's only one costume that I'm even contemplating using, and it's the royal looking one. Let's skip a little bit in just so you can see them. This right here, if it'll load. Yeah, this is the royal one that I think is pretty cool. They have a snowboarding outfit, and then this one is a little lame in my opinion because it's literally just a recycled version of the ones that both units already have. But I guess, I don't know, I feel like they could have come up with something a little bit more original considering it's a brand new unit. I mean, yeah, both of these characters are already in the game and their models and everything, so it doesn't surprise me that they reused one, but would have liked to have seen 3 unique outfits, whereas the other one is a snowboarder outfit. This one right here, yeah, they're both in hoodies and stuff like that. Not a huge fan of that, but if you've been watching the channel for a while, you know I'm not a big fan of the casual outfits in general. So, let us... What you doing, man? She doesn't have a name yet, but she's so small. So let's look over some of the PvP. It looks like they're doing a demon team setup with Esterosa and Gelda. Okay, so that's kind of cool. I do really like that new red Esterosa quite a bit. They're using the human Lancelot team with Nasians. I didn't know who that was at first because I've never used that outfit. I feel like they're a little too hyped for me. They're talking over me. All right, so they attack into Liz, or the Melizabeth. Okay, they mark. That's a lot of damage. If the... Okay, they healed up a little bit. This probably kills? There's no way that doesn't kill, but they pop res? Okay, so they pop the res. The res is immediately on and active. I think it's part of the ultimate, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not 100% positive on that. We'll look at the kit in just a moment. But I guess it probably would have made more sense for me to go over the kit before we watch the PvP realistically. But either way, you can see that they have the shield on now. The shield is the same Goddess Elizabeth shield where it only takes into account basic stats. So, like, skill effects and stuff like that are completely ignored, which is going to be really annoying. Obviously, you can see the damage is going pretty nuts. And then, okay, Esterosa following up a little bit. Doesn't quite kill, but pretty interesting. Do they go in with a separate team as well? I kind of want to see if they use a... they're going to use the same team. I was really hoping they would use a Goddess team also, but... Doesn't look like we're going to get that lucky yet. It looks like it's just 2 matches, but what will they do this time? Let's skip ahead a little bit. Alright, so marking with Lance, which Lance is also getting a Hawk Pass outfit in this update as well, so that's cool. The haircut, I think, looks pretty good, but I can't tell. It looks like there might be something on top of his head in the picture. This new unit also... I'm not entirely sure when it's active or if it's just always active, but in the passive somewhere it does say that they can't be stunned, petrified, or frozen. I think that's only when they have a specific buff on. I'm not 100% sure, but if they just cannot be locked down at all, that would be a bit ridiculous. But it wouldn't surprise me. This is the new big unit, and they typically power creep pretty hard with the New Year's unit, so either way. Okay, doing some damage there. I don't know, I'm a little bit torn, because like it's really cool and everything, and obviously they did have to make new animations and everything, but so the attacks and stuff are like very, very much like the same. Like that's literally just like the Liz flood card from the original Light Elizabeth. But I mean, it's still cool, don't get me wrong. I do really like the idea of a duo unit, so I'm not completely like, you know, trashing it or anything like that, because like I said, I think that it's neat. Ooh, does this double kill? Okay, not quite a double kill, and then Nasians does basically no damage. They are still immune to that stun, alright? Not good. So, I don't know. It's going to be really interesting. Let us go ahead and throw the patch notes up and look at these really quickly. Let's actually just go over the unit and everything first. So, obviously there's going to be a lot to this. Light of the Holy War, Elizabeth and Meliodas. Only works on the field, of course. All stats of the hero duo increase by 7% for each applicable ally participating in battle. I like that they have it kind of segmented, which is kind of nice. And then the applicable allies... okay, well, it says it underneath. Demons, goddesses, and 7 deadly sins units. For some reason, I was looking for this one down here for whatever reason. If all allies participating in the battle are demons, the duo gains Sword of Darkness. And if all allies are goddesses, the hero duo gains Light or Shield of Light. Only Sword of Darkness will be applied if both conditions are met. Not entirely sure how both conditions would get met. Maybe I'm just not thinking about that correctly. But Sword of Darkness, which is the demon one, is damage dealt plus 20%, inflicts damage equal to 200% of the initial attack on all enemies at the start of the ally's turn. So they just immediately take a chunk of damage. I didn't see that in the PvP. Might have to go back and look at that, but that sounds crazy. Obviously, the demons are going to be the more aggressive ones. And then Shield of Light, which is the goddess ones, is allies' basic stats is plus 15%. Allies recover 15% of their max HP at the start of the ally's turn. So definitely the more defensive one. Obviously, 15% basic stats can go a long way. At the start of the battle, when the hero duo is revived with the unique effect, the hero duo gains Guardians of Harmony for 1 turn, and that is taunts enemies. Damage taken is minus 20%, immune to stun, petrify, freeze. Okay, so that's where it comes in. If you proc the res, they gain Guardians of Harmony. Can't be locked down, and they taunt with minus 20% damage taken. So that's pretty big. When dying, the hero duo revives with the same amount of HP they had before dying, so the same thing as the old school Goddess Elizabeth. Dying from reflected damage does not result in a revival, but the resurrection count is still consumed. Okay, so that's kind of interesting. The hero duo gains Blade of Judgment for 2 turns when revived with the unique effect, and or when Light of Darkness is removed. Which one was Light of Darkness? Sword of Darkness, Shield of Light. Which one is Light of Darkness? I don't even know. That might be part of the ultimate, maybe? I don't know. I don't even see where that gets applied. Oh, it's the talent. I'm stupid. Okay, so yeah, the hero duo gains Blades of Judgment for 2 turns when revived with the unique effect or when Light of Darkness is removed. Blade of Judgment is attack-related stats plus 20%, inflicts additional damage equal to 600% of initial attack, so that's a lot of damage. And then obviously we have the talent, which is grants Light of Darkness to applicable allies. Okay, so it's not just them for 1 turn upon using the talent. Applicable allies are Demons, Goddess, 7 Deadly Sins. Light of Darkness is damage dealt plus 20%. Creates a barrier equal to 150% of attack, only taking damage from the basic stats when attacked. So the talent is actually what puts the shield on. I don't know if this is the same as the Lancelot talent, where you can only use it every 3 turns or so, but that might be a good thing if you can't use it like every turn. Then you have the actual attacks. By the way, they're Goddess and Demon, which is pretty interesting, and they're a UR light character, so that's cool. Inflicts Illumination damage equal to 500% of attack on 1 enemy. Illumination is × 2 crit chance, and then increases damage dealt by 100% of crit damage minus 100%. So I'm pretty sure that means like if you have 240% crit damage, it's just going to knock 100% off of that, and then you're going to do 100% of the 140 that's left, if I'm not mistaken. That sounds right to me, but I'm also really bad at these kind of things. Attack is plus 80% when using skills while Blade of Judgment is active, so that'll be a lot of extra damage. It's not attack-related stats, but attack is still, pretty big. Inflicts Shadow Flare damage equal to 300% of attack on all enemies. Shadow Flare is × 2 pierce rate increase, × 2 crit damage increase, × 2 crit chance increase when using a skill while Guardians of Harmony is active. So that's the one that you get for the res, when the hero duo is revived with the unique effect. Yeah, so after they've resed, you can use the AoE for some extra damage as well. So × 2 crit chance, so just a better chance to crit. I guess it's not like super big. And as soon, this unit's brand new, of course, right now, so I'm sure they're going to be critting like crazy, but maybe in the future they might need that crit chance. I don't know. The ultimate obviously is insane. The hero duo gains Blade of Judgment for 2 turns, then inflicts Illumination damage equal to 500% of attack on all enemies. If the hero duo has the Guardians of Harmony effect while participating in battle, allies' damage taken is decreased by 20%. So overall damage reduction for the team. Blade of Judgment is the attack-related stats plus 20%, inflicts additional damage equal to 1,000% of initial attack. So I think it just hits twice, and then this one is 10 times harder. Is that what I'm reading there? Illumination is × 2 crit chance increase, increases damage by 100%. We've already read that part. And then Guardians of Harmony is the one where they're immune to stuns and stuff, and then taunt with minus 20% damage reduction. So the decrease allies damage taken part of the ultimate only gets applied at 3/6 and higher. So if you can get 3/6, that's obviously ideal. And it says right here, active regardless of usage of the ultimate move. So it's literally just an ultimate passive. We're pretty familiar with those at this point, unfortunately. But yeah, that is definitely the thing. This is what the banner looks like. Pretty cool, honestly. Obviously there are a lot of extra units in here that I'm not going to be thrilled to pull, but the festival lineup's pretty good. Getting extra copies of Gother, Thor would be kind of nice. My original Purgatory, or the Demon King Meliodas is not super high. I think he's only like 2.6. So if I could get some extra copies of him as well, that would be nice. But obviously, you're going to be gunning for the new character. 900 mark, of course, for the guaranteed. And then there is a power-up bundle as well. So let's rifle through the patch notes really quickly, so this isn't like a 40-minute long video. But yeah, we have the new duo unit, which is pretty cool. These are the 3 outfits. So you have the sort of like recycled looking one, the like royalty one, and then like the snowboarding one, which I'm really only interested in the royalty looking one. This is the part about the UR engraving. So the hero unit, Elizabeth and Meliodas, do not have the engraving effects applied to the equipment engraved with the names of existing Elizabeth and Meliodases. So that's what they were talking about. Unfortunately, you're going to have to make UR gear for them as a duo. And then when checking the hero duo's profile, the profiles of both heroes will be displayed together. So you can't really see it all that great, maybe. Okay, this actually does increase it by quite a bit. So it shows both things. So goddess and demon, male and female, unknown for the ages, which I thought we knew their ages. I guess maybe not. And then, oh, we don't know Elizabeth's birthday? I knew that Meliodas' was 7/25 because it's the day after my birthday, which is kind of weird. But then you have both of their heights, blah, 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 all that stuff. So it's just kind of baked in together, whereas for whatever reason, existing heroes that are a duo do not get such treatment, unfortunately. Maybe they'll update that in the future, but then again, for Hawk and Oslo, a lot of this stuff is just unknown stuff anyway. Obviously some new bundles and everything, nothing worth really going over. We do have a comeback bundle, so it looks like a couple of chests with some things in there. Doesn't look all that interesting. Fortune telling event, so you can get a chance when you log in to get good or great, good, or small fortune, and that will give you a chance to get diamonds, which is kind of nice. There is a diamond login event, so that's also really nice. 30 on day 1, and then 10 diamonds for the rest of the days for a whole month, so that is kind of nice. We also have a check-in event part 2 where, so it's just a ton of SSR pendants, a ton of equipment tickets, and then you have a bunch of anvils and then a bunch of Super Awakening coins. That's actually really nice. That's a lot of Super Awakening coins, actually, and those anvils are really nice too, so I will take that. We have special missions for 1 free multi and 10 diamonds. We also have the Scratch Off event, which is basically like the repurposed or like revamped, I guess, version of the one where you just use the raffle tickets or whatever and you get a random reward. High reward this year is 2,000 diamonds. 20 people will have a chance to get that. And it looks like even on the low end, SA coins or anvils is the lowest prize that you can get, which is not too bad. So I think that there's going to be a good chance to get some diamonds through this. And you have to be at least level 20 because people are abusing that, and they have continued to abuse that over the years, but either way. And then we also have the Invite to Adventure, which I think this is just like a recruitment campaign event where you try to recruit people. So existing knights who log in during the event period is the invitee new or returning knights who log in during the event period. So if you haven't played in a while, I think it comes with like a code or whatever. Yeah, enter 6-character code. I don't honestly really need the rewards or anything like that. I'm sure I'll end up looking at it at some point, and if you guys want to, you can. But both people do get rewards. Like I said, I already get enough rewards. They literally give me diamonds every month, so I don't really care if you use it or not. Personally, if you have somebody else that you'd rather use it for, by all means, go for it. But I won't have a code until the actual event comes out either way, so... yeah, so you just get just diamonds and stuff like that. So acquire up to 1 time. I think in the live stream they showed a picture of it, but it's like a total of like 30 or 40 diamonds that you can get from inviting players or like returning players coming back. So there's missions as well for the inviter and the invitee, which is cool, I guess. Accumulated point rewards. So yeah, once you get enough points from doing these little missions, you get rewards for that. So kind of cool, I guess. I mean, I don't know. A lot of people are like, "Oh, the game's dying," like blah blah blah. So maybe this is just a way for them to try to get the game back. I don't know. I think the game's still doing all right, personally. But Artifact Wish event's coming back, so if you've missed out on any cards, you might want to try to use this opportunity to get those, so that way you don't miss out on card sets. We have the event section with they're bringing back the Operation Clear Leonis thing, where you like invest into your towns and gain resources and move up through the board. I actually quite like this one. I think this one's kind of fun, a little interactive, little time consuming, I'll be honest. Not ideal, but I do like the gimmick behind it, so I'm not going to be too upset by that. We do get Underground Labyrinth Season 14, which Unfortunately, I've looked at the rewards. There is no new Labyrinth costume this time around. It's Escanor, Meliodas, and Sabnak. I think, did Sabnak get one? Am I dumb? I'm sure it's right down here either way. But Event Boss Parade is also back. Was it Sabnak? No, it's Hell. I'm thinking of the wrong OC. But either way, 50 LR seals is what you're doing this for anyway. And if you don't have these costumes already, obviously go ahead and grab them because they're free UR outfits. Looks like Soulgrist doubling, Soulgrist double rewards? Double rewards? Oh, this is just event part 1 and 2? Okay, they're just going to go ahead and show us straight up. There's also a costume event, so they're going to be doing costume discounts, and they're returning a bunch of the old school costumes as well. So Honor and Scars of the Holy Knight set, these are all coming back. I might actually try to grab some of these because they look cool. Obviously, they're not very functional nowadays, considering none of these units are good anymore. The Black Flame sets are coming back. The Dreamlike Fantasy sets are also coming back, so grab any of these that you would like. They are, I think it's 20 diamonds, yeah, for the UR sets, so that's actually kind of nice. Or I don't know if it's the whole set or if it's individual pieces. I assume it's individual pieces for the whole for the diamonds. So I don't know. I'll have to look at that. But Diamond Payback event, obviously, and because the new character's a UR character, you got to get to the 900 mark to get the SSR costume. Lucky Bag event is coming back, of course. Percival Exchange event now, which used to be King's Exchange event. I guess it's technically just called the Exchange Material event, so it's not technically tied to anybody. But new Lancelot costume. Cannot really get a good read on what this even looks like from this, so interested to see it in game, of course. The old school Hawk costume is coming back, so if you don't have that one, I guess. Obviously, Hawk passes are pretty standard at this point. Village Donation event is coming, one new battle event, one new Guild Wars season. System updates, upper account combat class buff added. Oh boy. Okay, so they're just adding new buffs, so you can go up they're adding buffs all the way up to 23 million box CC, which is pretty insane. I do think that there are accounts that have 20 million at this point, or maybe it's just 19 million. I can't remember. I don't know. I don't remember if I've seen a 20 million box CC account. I've definitely seen 19 mil though. They're also making it to where you can skip the coin, like the duplicate coins animation now for the summoning to make it a little faster for you, I guess. PvP battle speed is also getting doubled. So that's kind of interesting. I'm assuming because they know that PvP matches can last a decade. But also with the metas and stuff recently, it's pretty rare for some games to even last like 2 turns. So also kind of weird. Revamping the story tabs and stuff like that in the menus. Mark clear or clear mark eliminated. After clearing the labyrinth, the clear mark will no longer appear on the Underground Labyrinth tab in the battle menu. Okay. Returning player mission accessibility improvement. So okay, that's nice as well. Bunch of bug fixes, and then the SSR costume for Lancelot is now going to be in the shop. So that's pretty much it. I knew this was going to take longer than I thought it would, but either way, that's going over pretty much everything there is to go over. Obviously, new character, new everything, pretty cool. I think the festival stuff looks a little typical. Like I was hoping for something a little bit more interesting and cool, but either way, tons of free rewards, diamonds. Obviously, I do like the new character. Interested to see if they try to come out with some new goddess support soon. Like I said in I think it was the last video, I think there were rumors of Red Sariel potentially getting an LR soon, and that would actually be really, really cool. So I would actually really love to see that, but either way, excited to mess around with this new character. Not entirely sure because they don't put it on here anymore now that now that we're kind of like synced a little bit, but they don't show on the patch notes when the maintenance is supposed to be anymore. So I'm not entirely sure when they're actually going to go down for maintenance or anything. Depending on what time, I don't know if I'll mess around with it tonight or not, because I do have to work tomorrow. But either way, hopefully you guys are excited about this nonetheless. And hey, thanks so much for watching. Hopefully you guys had a wonderful holidays. Hopefully you got some cool gifts, or gave some cool gifts, or just in general just had a good time enjoying it with family and friends maybe. But yeah, you guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you soon.